Well, Iran has vehemently condemned Israel for unprovoked strikes against Iranian nuclear facilities and military sites. Iran's ambassador to the UN, Amir SaeidIravani, accused Israel of suppressing the Palestinians and resorting to oppressive tactics. Well, SaeidIravani also accused the United States of being complicit in Israel's attacks on the Islamic Republic, which Washington denied. Well, SaeidIravani further accused Israel of seeking to kill diplomacy, to sabotage negotiations, and to drag the region into wider conflict. He also asked those who support Israel to understand that they share full responsibility for the consequences by aiding and enabling these crimes. Listen in.
Israel continued its act of aggression against Iran, once again targeting multiple civilian and military sites across several Iranian cities. These deliberate and systematic killings were not only illegal but inhuman, a chilling display of calculated aggression. These atrocities constitute clear act of state terrorism and flagrant violation of international law. Those who support this regime with the United States at the forefront must understand that they are complicit by aiding and enabling these crimes, by they share full responsibility for the consequences. Supporting Israel today is supporting war crimes, crimes against humanity, and deliberate undermining of global peace and security. The Israeli regime's long-standing crimes against the oppressed Palestinian people, its repeated violation of the sovereignty of regional countries, and its possessions of undeclared weapons of mass destruction have made the Middle East a cauldron of chronic instability since its creation.
Meanwhile, Israel's UN ambassador Danny Danon said Israel waited for diplomacy to work, but Iran kept making false concessions or refused the most fundamental conditions. Well, Danon further said Iran had been preparing for war and Israel's strikes were an act of national preservation.
We waited for diplomacy to work. We gave the international community time. We watched negotiations stretched on as Iran made forced concessions or refused the most fundamental conditions. All the while, Iran continued to build toward the unthinkable. Last night, the wait ended. We will not relent, and we will not allow a genocidal regime to endanger our people. Third, we struck the core of the nuclear program, the underground enrichment facilities at Natanz. This facility was operating at a military-grade capacity. Intelligence confirmed that within days, Iran could have produced enough material for multiple bombs. We acted because 80 years ago, the Jewish people made a promise to ourselves, never again. That promise applies to a nuclear holocaust as well. This was an act of national preservation. It was one we undertook alone, not because we wanted to, but because we were left no other option.
Well, furthermore, U.S. official McCormick told the Security Council that every sovereign nation has the right to defend itself, and Israel is no exception. Well, Pitt said the U.S.'s absolute foremost priority is the protection of U.S. citizens, personnel, and forces in the region.
President Trump has repeatedly said this dangerous regime cannot be allowed to have nuclear weapons. Israel advised us this action was necessary for its self-defense. Every sovereign nation has the right to defend itself, and Israel is no exception. The United States was informed of the strikes ahead of time, but was not militarily involved in these strikes. Our absolute foremost priority is the protection of U.S. citizens, personnel, and forces in the region.